Hare Krishna. Okay, so welcome all. I think we have less folks today, but no problem. We will continue our discussions on the Bhagavad Gita that we have started off. So we started with the very first chapter, Sainya Nirikshan, observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Good. So any quick things that you remember about this chapter that we discussed? I think last time we didn't have a session, so maybe people have forgotten. What do you remember? Any points that you remember from our last class discussions? I just send out a reminder to all.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we have seen 9 signs of victory.
Signs of victory, very nice, very nice. We saw signs of victory, very good. And some signs of victory that you remember?
First is presence of Lord himself in the battlefield.
Very nice. Presence of the Lord. Also the place itself.
Yeah, place itself, Kurukshetra is Dharmakshetra.
Yeah.
Goddess of fortune because Lord is present.
Goddess of fortune. Yes.
Kapidwaja, it is presence of
Kapidwaja.
Hanumanji.
Very nice, very nice. Kapidwaja, flag of Hanuman. So Hanuman is there, Lord Rama is also there. So therefore, clearly signs Pandavas will win. Okay, very good. What else?
Then conch shells.
Different types of conch shells. Okay.
The symbol of Vishnu. It's one of the symbols.
Okay. Conch shell is one of the symbols of Shankha, Chakra, Padma, Gada. So Shankha is the sign of Lord Vishnu. Very good. Okay. So, and all those are sounding very loudly. And because they are sounding very loudly, very nice, very nice.
Bhishma's conch shells to pacify Duryodhana.
Yeah, but that doesn't help him much. That's how it is described also. Good, okay.
And chariot given by Agni Deva.
Chariot given by Agni Deva. That's what the new one we saw last time. Chariot given by Agni Deva was the very important one. Very good, okay.
Last one is shattering of heart of Duryodhana due to fear.
Due to
From
fear of all the sound that comes. That was one, but also one more is there, in which Duryodhana himself says something. Who remembers?
Yeah, to Dronacharya ke do not being lenient towards the.
That is fine. Something else. One more.
I don't remember.
No, nobody. Anybody else remembers?
Bhishma, he talks to Bhishma.
He talks to Bhishma, but what does he say? Yeah, Ashish Prabhuji.
Requesting others to protect the Bhishma Pitama in order to.
Very nice. Requesting others to protect Bhishma Pitamaha, also thinking that Bhishma Pitamaha might require support because he's become old. But there is one more aspect there, which is on the same lines.
He says that our army is protected by
okay, in relation to the warriors on Duryodhana's side.
Like they are very limited.
No, not that is for, he says, for the Pandavas. But here we see Duryodhana is saying,
they'll all die
sorry?
for me.
They are ready to die. Yes. They are ready to die. They are going to die for me in the battle. So he is clearly, Duryodhana is thinking, oh, all these people are going to die for me. Very good, very good. Okay. Yeah, so signs of victory. We saw some signs of victory in our first 20 shlokas that we have covered of the first chapter. Very good. What else did we see? So if you remember the overall overview,
Lord as Bhaktavatsala.
That we will see today. Yeah. So we see preparations of war. That is one part. So if we see this, how the breakdown of the first chapter is what we discussed. We saw preparation of war. We saw all of the various names on this side, names on this side. How many Akshahunis did we see? Anybody remembers? Of warriors?
11.
Of the 11 on whose side?
Duryodhana side. 7 on
Duryodhana
Arjuna side.
7 on Arjuna's side. Very good. Total 18 Akshahunis to come in and fight. Very good. So that is the one of the preparations. We saw also Duryodhana mentioning different names. Any names from the Kaurava side that you remember? Kauravas.
Aswathama, Krupacharya,
Ashwatthama, Krupacharya, good.
Dronacharya, Bhisma Pitama.
Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, good. What else? And on Pandava side, good. That mostly covers it. Warriors on Pandava side.
Drishtadyum.
Very
Check
good.
it out.
Drishtadyumna.
Kunti Bhoja.
The most
Kashi.
important warrior on Pandava
Lord
side.
Krishna,
Lord
Lord
Arjuna.
Krishna, yes, exactly. Lord Krishna is there, Arjun is there, then Drishtadyumna, Yudhishthir, Bhishma, Bhima, then who else?
Kashi Raja.
Kashi Raja. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so various names that we saw. Like we've already covered signs of victory. So that is all comes under the first 11 shlokas. Different names of the warriors and Duryodhana's different dialogues. What does he say? Then comes the signs of victory. We saw different conch shells, the flag, Kapidvaja. And today we'll cover this next section, which is Krishna as Bhaktavatsala. A very important aspect to understand why Krishna on the side of the Pandavas, what role does he play? Yeah. So yeah, let's look at this one. We saw various aspects. Yeah, this was the entire Kuru family on Duryodhana's side, and Arjuna's side. We saw this was one of the important things. We saw how that Bhagavad Gita is divided into three keys, like a sandwich. Karma Yoga outside, Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Bhakti Yoga being the center from chapter 7 to chapter 12. That was one of the important aspects to remember. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada, based on various people, various acharyas. He has taken primarily from Srila Baldev Vidyabhushana, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. All these are various acharyas in our parampara. Some of them are in our parampara and some are in another parampara. But all of the purports that we read are from these various fantastic folks who have written very extensively on the distribution of the verses. Yeah, 82%, yeah, by Lord Krishna, obviously. Yeah, and rest by other three, Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra, and Arjuna, and we will see some of those as we go ahead. Okay, so yeah, let's look at this is the overall sectioning of the first part that I was telling. The preparations of war, and Krishna now is going to tell Arjuna, Arjuna is going to tell Krishna to take his chariot in the center of the war. But also we've seen some of the names of Lord Krishna in the first 20 verses. Any names of Lord Krishna that you remember that is described?
Rishikesha,
Rishikesha is there, yes, very good.
Govinda, Vasudeva.
Govinda, does it come? Madhava is there, very nice. Madhava is there, first name, very important name. Yeah. So we'll see different names of Krishna. I hope you'll all take notes. Put it on your paper. Different names of Krishna coming in, and because we're going to see why certain names are put in certain positions in the shlokas. Yeah. So Krishna is called Achyuta at one place. He's called Madhava in this particular place. Yeah. And there are various reasonings our acharyas give as to why a certain name is given to each of the each quality of Krishna is specifically brought in at that particular point of time. Yeah. Dhritarashtra asking what did they do? Very first verse, we saw this. Yeah. Okay, this was the aspect of how the farmer removes the unwanted seeds, unwanted weeds. Yeah, same way Krishna is going to remove probably the weeds in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Dhritarashtra is a bit scared. Yeah. Then we also saw what Duryodhana tells his commander-in-chief, all of those things. He says this is how the army is set up. And who has set up the army? What does Duryodhan say to his teacher? Who has set up the army on the Pandava side? And he
Drishtadyumna,
refers that Drishtadyumna. And who is Drishtadyumna? Why is he specifically
son of
referring to?
Drupad Putra. It's a Drupad Putra.
Very nice. Son
And
of Drupad Putra and
his
so what?
Drupad is kind of considered as an enemy of Dronacharya.
Very nice, very nice. And even though he's considered enemy of Dronacharya, Dronacharya considers him enemy, still his enemy's son, he has trained him. Yeah, so Duryodhana kind of tells is that don't show, you've shown this liberal, you are such a liberal that to your enemy also you have, enemy's son, you have trained him, and look now what he has done. So that is the kind of indication that Duryodhana is giving, and actually is like kind of pointing out his master's mistake itself, but it's actually not a mistake. Yeah, they are proper codes of conduct of Kshatriyas, where even if an enemy son comes to get trained, you have to train him. So it's not a mistake, but Duryodhana thinks it's a mistake. Good. Yeah, Duryodhana describes various people in the opposing army, more warriors. We saw all of this. Main of these ones: Bhima, Arjuna, Kashi Raja, Yudamanyu, Uttamauja, Kunti Bhoja. So many people. All of these are various sets of people. Yeah, we saw this total 18 Akshahunis, 7 on Pandava side and 11 on Kaurava side. What does an Akshahuni consist of? All these many set of chariots, elephants, horses, and foot soldiers. So imagine it was like all of these number of people is almost like a world war that is there mentioned. Duryodhana also describes warriors on his own side, how they are so fearless and they are ready to lay down their lives for me. That's what we saw. Yeah, armies on Duryodhana's side, or sorry, rather warriors on Duryodhana's side. We saw some of them: Ashwathama, Kripacharya, Saumadatti, Jayadratha, Kritavarma, Shalya. Karna, of course, very important character. So all of these are ready to lay down their lives. And of course, Duryodhana concludes saying that we need to help Bhishma on during the fight, is what he says. Everybody blows their conches, all ready to start the war. Everybody is ready. We saw different names of the conch shells. Lord Krishna enters, and he enters with his conch shell. What is the name of conch shell of Lord Krishna?
Panchajanya.
Panchajanya.
Panchajanya. Very nice. Panchajanya. And Arjuna also blows his conch. War is about to start. Everybody is ready. Yeah, and different, all the drums start beating. There's a full of noise in the battlefield. It's just going to start. We see here different names of conch shells. Yeah, Krishna, Panchajanya, Arjuna, Devadatta, Bhima is Poundra, Yudhishthira is Ananta Vijaya, Nakul is Sughosha, Sahadev, and Mani Pushpakaha. So all of these conch shells, very powerful. It shatters the heart of Duryodhana when he hears all of this. Yeah, different names of Krishna that we saw. We'll discuss this in a bit more detail. But these are the ones, Krishna, Bhima, and Arjuna. Krishna, we saw Krishna is all attractive. Rishikesha, Madhava, Achyuta, Madhusudana, Govinda, Devaki Nandana, Yashoda. All these, some of them have not come, but these are the different names that will come now in the first chapter. Yeah, is what we will see. Yeah, different conch shells, Dhritarashtra becoming, yeah. And now, yeah, Arjuna is ready to fight. This is where we were in our last class. So we'll start from verse 20. Arjuna is ready to fight. He looked at the Kuru army and he tells something to Lord Krishna. Let's read what that one is. Yeah, Rishikesham. Okay, let's look at this particular shloka. Yeah, Ashish Prabhuji can read this shloka.
Hare Krishna. अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वज प्रवृते शस्त्र संपाते धनुरुद्यम्य पांडव ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम इदमाह महीपते.
Yes, let's see what this one says. Go ahead.
At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with the Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in the military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words.
Yeah. Yeah,
Correct.
so now there's one more, the Kapidhwaja part comes here. The emblem of Hanuman is what we saw. We discussed this particular verse, another sign of victory, emblem of, because Hanuman and was there when Lord Rama fought with Ravana, and the combination of Hanuman and Rama always augurs victory. So that is one more aspect that we see, one more sign of victory that we saw. Yeah, and all the auspicious signs were there. They were about to start the war. And just as they are about to start the war, Arjuna says something. So now all of this is getting discussed between Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya. So Sanjaya is now telling Dhritarashtra that Arjuna said something. Now, what did Arjuna say? That is in this particular verse, very important, very nice verse. Let's read what this verse is. Yes, Shamila Mataji can say. Read.
Arjuna uvacha Senayo Ubhayorमध्ये Ratham Sthapaye
Tapaya me.
Nichuta
Very nice.
Yavad Yavadetaniriksheham Yodhadukhamana
Yodhukaman
Kai.
Avastithan. Very nice. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading the Devanagari country.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
Kairmaya
Kairmaya.
saha yodhavyam asmin rana samudyame.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so let's see what does Arjuna say to Lord Krishna.
Arjuna said, O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who desire to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trials of arms.
So now here Arjuna is telling Krishna that, oh, please take this chariot in front of me. Now it looks like it's an order, isn't it? So he says, please take this chariot between the two armies. But Arjuna is actually, he is putting a very specific word there. When he's calling Krishna, he's calling him, oh, infallible one. Infallible one, or he's calling him what? Achyuta. So interestingly, Achyuta here is transcribed as, is transcribed as, oh, infallible one. Here you can see. Achyuta. So interestingly, why would Arjuna want to call Krishna as Achyuta? Any guesses here before we read the purport?
Because
Any?
Krishna is a Bhakta Vatsala, and for that reason, Lord has become the Sarthi of Arjuna's chariot. It doesn't mean that Lord is or Arjuna is superior,
Fallen down.
Lord is not, but because of Bhatsa Vatsala quality.
That's the reason. That's the reason. Very nice, very nice. But yeah, you've hit the point. Yeah, that Lord is ready to serve his devotees. And that's why he is Bhakta Vatsala. But here we can see the Lord is getting ordered around. Arjuna is saying, take this chariot here, take this chariot there. And in fact, even during the war, when Arjuna is shooting arrows, and if he wants to turn left or turn right, he's going to use his legs to tell his charioteer Krishna that turn left now, turn right now. Imagine a charioteer Krishna, Lord is going to be ready to accept the the kicks of Arjuna. Also here now, it looks as if Arjuna is giving an order, but Arjuna is very clearly telling, it's not that because I'm giving an order, your position has come down. Your position can never come down. That's why he's calling him, oh, infallible, one who cannot fall in his position. So Arjuna is calling him Achyuta because he is, even though he's giving an order, it does not mean that Krishna is fallen down. That's the important aspect to consider here, why a specific name Achyuta is given here. And that's what Srila Prabhupada refers in the purport very beautifully. Let's look at what this one says. Yes, Shamila Mataji, read ahead.
Although Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. He never fails in his affection of for his devotees, and thus he is addressed herein as infallible. As
So
charioteer,
hold on. So another reason given for his not falling down is because he never fails in his affection for his devotees. Fallible means person who falls down, isn't it? But Krishna is never falling down, and he's perfect in all respects. Yeah, and therefore he is also called Achyuta here. Yeah, and one more angle that Srila Prabhupada mentions ahead. Go ahead, Mataji, read as charioteer.
As charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Although he had accepted the position of a charioteer for his devotee, his supreme position was not challenged. In all circumstances, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishikesha, the Lord of the total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, and similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to his devotee.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. So this is the other aspect that beautifully comes out, Srila Prabhupada telling us, yeah, that the Lord, he is so merciful. That even though he is the Supreme Lord, he is now ready to take a menial position in the war. In fact, he says when Duryodhana and Arjuna, when they come to ask for Krishna's help in the war, Arjuna says, okay, Lord Krishna says, I'll be on one side, my army will be on other side. And Duryodhana chooses the army, and Arjuna is very happy because Krishna is on their side. So Arjuna also wants Krishna to be on his side and to be to be able to serve Lord Krishna. He wants Krishna on his side. Lord Krishna on the other side, what for him, what he is. In fact, he will call Arjuna as his friend. Subsequently, he'll see Bhakto Sime Sakha Cheti. He will say Bhakta and Sakha. For Lord Krishna also, he is also ready to, serve his devotee. That is the transcendental position. It's a relationship between the Lord and his devotee. And it's not like a conventional master and servant relationship. Even though we are all servants of Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna does not act like a conventional master. He himself also becomes a servant of his servant. That is how the position here, Srila Prabhupada explains that the servitor is ready to render service to the Lord. Similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to do some service to the devotee. In fact, the Lord has been doing service to all of us from time immemorial. He is giving us all of these fantastic things. So he's always rendering service to all of us. But we are not rendering service to Lord Krishna. We are saying, no, we want to do something else. I want to become like God. So we are kind of looking at away from God. But when we look at God, then Lord Krishna is also ready to reciprocate. And that is the feature of Bhakta Vatsala that gets highlighted here. How Lord Krishna is ready to accept an order from Arjuna and ready to serve him also as his charioteer. And that's what here Srila Prabhupada says further. Can you read this next paragraph to the end of the paragraph, Mataji?
Similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. He takes greater pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him, than he does in being the giver of orders. Since he is master, everyone is under his orders, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is the infallible master in all circumstances.
So nicely, beautifully mentioned, Srila Prabhupada. He says that nobody is above Lord Krishna, nobody can order him. But when he finds a pure devotee, not that anybody can order Lord Krishna, When a pure devotee is ordering him, he is taking so much pleasure in fulfilling the order. And we see something similar also in Damodar Leela, where Yashoda Maya is ready to, beat Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna is running, and she's also running behind. Lord Krishna is ready to get beaten by his own devotee also. So such a fantastic relationship that comes out in this particular aspect of just from the word Achyuta. Srila Prabhupada is explaining that how the word Achyuta is such a fantastic contextual understanding of this particular word, that how the Lord is so fantastic. So he concludes here in this particular paragraph. Let's read this, Mataji, last one.
As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers, but he was forced to come into the battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading persons present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of a peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war.
So Arjuna he didn't have any desire to fight, but because who is he going to fight with? It's only with his own set of brothers. Yeah. He is kind of looking at who is going to be there on the battlefield. So he says, therefore he tells Krishna, or orders Krishna rather, saying that let's go to the center of the battlefield. So I want to see who all have come there to fight. That's what he says. What is the word that he uses in this chat? He says, Yodhu Kaman Avasthitan. That Yuddha Kaman, wanting, who are there to come there wanting to fight. I don't want to fight, but I want to see who all have come there. Yavadetan Niriksheham, Nirikshan. I want to come, I want to see. Yeah, who is there ready to fight with me or wanting to fight with me? That is the word that is used by Arjuna here in this. He says, let's look at all the people. Also, Srila Prabhupada also says that he wants to see what is the strength of the people around all of these particular set of people who have come there. Okay, let's see what the next verse holds. Yeah. Okay, let's read this one. Yeah, Indu Mataji can read.
Hare Krishna. Yotsamanan avekshe aham ye atetra samagataha dhatra rashtrasya durbuddhe yuddhe priya chikishrava.
Yes, Dharta Rashtrasya Durbuddher. Who all have come under the Durbuddhi of Dhritarashtra? Let's see who is. So imagine Sanjaya is telling all of this to Dhritarashtra that Arjuna is calling him Durbuddhir. Dhatra, all the sons of Dhritarashtra as evil-minded. And that's the word that he uses. Okay, let's see the translation.
Translation. Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the able-minded son of Dhritarashtra.
So, evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra, Arjuna wants to see who all have come there to fight. Of course, we all know it's an open secret. Lord Srila Prabhupada says Duryodhana wanted all the kingdoms. And therefore, what does he do? He puts all of these evil plans of gambling and all of them. And now, finally, after all of those things are over, now comes the real point where the kingdom has to be given back. But the evil-minded Duryodhana does not want to give the kingdom back. And we all know, if you've read or seen the Mahabharata war, Mahabharata negotiations on TV, or if you've read, when Lord Krishna as the final negotiator goes just prior to the war, what does Duryodhana says? That I will not even give one, land as big as on a head of a pin. Yeah. So even that much land he was not ready to give to the Pandavas. So obviously, they all have now agreed to fight, because that is the only way then the settlement can be done. No more negotiations. And now Arjuna wants to see who all have clubbed together, who all the evil set of people who have clubbed together. And he also wants to make an assessment of their strength. So Srila Prabhupada makes it is also a fact that he wanted to see them to make an estimate of the strength which he had to face. Although he was quite confident of victory because Krishna was sitting by his side. So the sign of victory that we've already seen, Krishna on the side of the Pandavas. Yeah, so but still it does not mean that, oh, Krishna is on my side, I will not do anything. That is not never the case. We have to do the best of our ability. So Arjuna also, even Krishna is on their side. He does not say, oh, Krishna, let me now, no problem, I will just fight whichever way I can. But no, he still wants to assess what is the strength, who all am I fighting with, how strong he is doing his duty, his exact duty, whatever as a warrior he is doing. Yeah, just because Krishna is on his side does not mean that he will just sit and be lazy. That is the point here that also gets highlighted. Okay. Yeah, so if we see this particular verse, yeah, so Arjuna wanting to, we see this now, we've seen this Achyuta, meaning of Achyuta is infallible, because, yeah, these are 4 points. Lord never fails in his affection. He does not hesitate to carry out the order of Arjuna, even though Arjuna is ordering him. Krishna does not say, no, I will not, I am the Supreme Lord, I will not accept. No, he does, he accepts the order. That does not make him fall down from his position. Yeah. Still his supreme position as Rishikesha is the Lord of Senses is unchallenged. Just by following in order does not mean Lord Krishna's position falls down. So that's what we saw. So Arjuna wanting to get the chariot in between so that he can see who are all fighting there. There's a nice analogy here that can be seen mentioned in this diagram. Birds of a feather flock together. If you see, that's the common thing. And Arjuna wants to see who all have clubbed together, who have all flocked together, so that he can know the evil-minded set of friends of Duryodhana himself. Arjuna says, I want to see who have come to fight, wishing to please. All those who have come to fight, what do they want to do? They want to please Duryodhana, right? And therefore they are there to help Duryodhana. Okay, so then what happens? Let's see next verse. Sanjaya is again describing this further. Vandana Mataji, you want to try this particular shloka?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, try.
I'll try. Sanjay Uvacha. Eva mukto hrishikesho gudakeshena bharata senayorubhayor madhye sthapayitva rathottamam.
Very nice, very nice. Translation.
Sanjay said, O descendant of Bharat, having thus been addressed by Arjun, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties.
Yes, yeah. So Arjuna, has given an order to his charioteer, Lord Krishna. And what does Lord Krishna do? He has accepted the order and he has taken the chariot ahead in the battle, the middle of the battlefield. On the both sides, here the 8 Akshahunis, here there are 11 Akshahunis. In between, there is this place where Lord Krishna and Arjuna have come in, and he has settled the chariot there in exactly between the parties. Yeah. Interestingly here, Srila Prabhupada in his purport wants to establish who Lord Krishna is and who Arjuna is. And there are words describing Arjuna. So Arjuna is described as Gudakesh. That's the word here, and we'll see in a minute what does that mean. And of course, Lord Krishna is mentioned here as Rishikesh. Rishikesh, Gudakesh. Both in relation to senses of sleep, and we'll see what does this one say. Interesting purport. Yeah, Mataji, you read ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji. In this verse, Arjun is referred to as Gudakesh. Gudaka means sleep, and one who conquers sleep is called Gudakesh. Sleep also means ignorance. So Arjun conquered both sleep and ignorance because of his friendship with Krishna. As a great devotee of Krishna, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment, because that is the nature of a devotee. Either in waking or in sleep, a devotee of the Lord can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Thus, a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. This is called Krishna consciousness or samadhi. As Rishikesh, or the director of the senses and mind of every living entity, Krishna could understand Arjuna's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of the armies. Thus, he did so and spoke as follows.
Nice. Yeah. So it's such a beautiful purport that Gudakesh here refers to one who conquers sleep. Yeah, and a devotee is able to conquer sleep. Why? Because in either sleep or when he is awake, he is always thinking of Lord Krishna. He is always in Krishna consciousness. And therefore, just by the dint of his association with Krishna, he becomes a conqueror of sleep or conqueror of ignorance. Sleep is an aspect of ignorance. Yeah. So Krishna consciousness therefore helps us to overcome ignorance. That is the point Srila Prabhupada makes. And Lord Krishna, what is he? He's a master of senses. So your knowledge acquiring senses, if the master is Krishna, if they're attached to Lord Krishna or your knowledge acquiring senses, automatically you overcome ignorance. That is the point that gets established here. That Arjuna's just by or Krishna just by following the order of Arjuna, Srila Prabhupada refers, makes this particular Gudakesh and Rishikesh. Both are such a fantastic combination of words for describing Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So that's what he is doing here. Gudakesh, one who conquers sleep, and this is what the nature of devotee cannot forget Krishna at any moment, which means he's always awake. Which means what? He is overcome sleep, or he is overcome ignorance rather, because he's always thinking of Lord Krishna. Such a fantastic point Srila Prabhupada makes in this particular point. Yeah, Shamila Mataji had a question. Go ahead.
Guruji, how do you explain sleep as ignorance?
Yeah, because when you're sleepy, yeah, you're not acquiring any knowledge, and typically sleep means you are like just unaware of anything happening around, isn't it? So ignorance, what happens in ignorance? Even though knowledge is there, you are unaware of all of that particular knowledge. So that's how the sleep gets equated to ignorance, and typically sleep also is in the mode of ignorance. So if you see it largely, the gunas, sattva guna, tamo guna, and rajoguna, the sleepiness is a guna of ignorance. Yeah. And because if you're sleeping like like a bear or whatever, there's no knowledge acquisition happening, nor are you aware of anything happening around. Yeah. So that's why it's considered as an equivalent of ignorance, basically. Make sense?
Yeah, thank you. No, I was just thinking if somebody asked to explain, right? How do you explain this?
Yeah. Good. Now, so important aspect is, so if you see typical mode of ignorance action is just sleeping or laziness or indolence. Yeah. So therefore, mode of ignorance is your sleepiness is considered to be an aspect of mode of ignorance, basically. Yeah. Okay. Let's then look at the next shloka for the day, which is 25. Lord Krishna saying something, but this is mentioned as Sanjaya's voice. It's not as Lord Krishna's original voice, but as Sanjaya's voice. So let us see what this one says. Who can say? Yeah, Shamila. Sorry, Aruna Mataji can say this one.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
भीष्मद्रोण प्रमुखत सर्वेषां च महिक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यन्तान् समवेतान् कुरूनिति.
Very nice. Okay.
Translation: in the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, "Just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here." Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so now the chariot has come in between. Yeah, and Lord Krishna is now telling Arjuna, see, look at all the Kurus who have assembled here. So Srila Prabhupada says, as a super soul, as somebody who's sitting in the heart of Arjuna, Lord Krishna could clearly understand, yeah, what Arjuna is thinking. He is making a reference to Arjuna as Partha. So interestingly, and Srila Prabhupada explains why is he called as Partha here. He says, Srila Prabhupada says, and the word Partha, the meaning son of Pritha, is also similarly significant in reference to Arjuna. Yeah, and why is that important? Let's read that ahead. Yeah, Aruna Mataji, read ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. As the super soul of all living entities, Lord Krishna could understand what was going on in the mind of Arjuna. The use of word Rishikesha in the connection indicates that he knew everything. And the word Path, meaning the son of Pritha or Kunti, is also similarly significant in the reference to Arjuna. As a friend, he wanted to inform Arjuna that because Arjuna was the son of Pritha, the sister of his own father, Vasudeva, he, uh, he had agreed to be the charioteer of the Arjuna. Now, what did Krishna mean when he told Arjuna to behold the Kurus? Did Arjuna want to stop there and not fight? Krishna never expected such things from the son of his aunt Prutha. The mind of Arjuna was thus predicted by the Lord in friendly joking.
No. So Arjuna we all know, of course, now we've seen probably the TV serial and we've read Bhagavad Gita. We all know Arjuna does not want to fight subsequently. Yeah, but here Krishna is already predicting. Yeah, and he is indirectly, forcing that by calling him Partha, that you are you are a part of a chain of a big family, and you're related to Kunti, and Kunti has undergone so much of problems. Yeah, so all of these things, considering all of these things, you cannot not fight. That is the point that Krishna is trying to make by calling him Partha, so that he will remember, he will not even think of not fighting. But of course, Arjuna being Arjuna, we all know, is going to have a different reaction when he comes there in the center of the chariot, in the center of the battlefield. He has a different reaction. What does that reaction come to? Let's look at this next verse, which is also by Sanjaya. Sanjaya is still saying this particular verse. Yeah, let's look at this one. Yeah, Ashish Prabhuji, read ahead.
Hare Krishna. Tatra pasyat satan partha pitrunatha pitamahan acharyan matrulan bhratun putran potran sakhim sata Swasuran Suradasteva Senayorubhayorapi.
Very nice, very nice. So now all of these people who are these all people who are standing opposite of Arjuna? Let's see what does the translation say. Go ahead.
There Arjuna could see within the midst of the armies of both parties his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his father-in-law and well-wishers. Hare Krishna.
So interestingly now, when Krishna says, behold the Kurus, so he says, okay, look at all of these people here. What does Arjuna see? Yeah, Arjuna sees his father, his fathers, various people there who were like his father. Grandfathers, of course, Bhishma and great grandfather, and other warriors who were like his grandfathers, his teachers. Yeah, and not only the Dronacharya, but a lot of assistant teachers, everybody, so many would be there who would have taken care of different subjects. They were all on the side of the Kauravas. So various teachers, his uncles, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, yeah, grandsons, friends, and he also saw his fathers-in-law and well-wishers. So many people that he saw on both sides, and especially on the Kuru side, as those who are about to be ready to fight with Arjuna. So this is Putran, Pautran, Sakhims Tatha. Acharyan, Matulan, Bhratran. Acharyas, Matulan is mother's side, maternal uncles, Bhratran is brothers. Pitran, Pitamaha, and Pitamaha is Bhishma. So all of these different people he is seeing on the opposite side of the war. And obviously Arjuna's mind has been read by Lord Krishna, and therefore he is kind of thinking, oh, when he now sees all of these people, he should not hesitate. So therefore he calls him Pratha, he calls him so that he can go and basically be ready to fight. Let's see what happens. Let's see the purport also, small purport. Mataji read, sorry, Prabhuji read. Ashish Prabhuji can read a purport.
Yes, sir. On the battlefield of Arjuna could see all kinds of relatives. See persons like Brusi,
Bhurishrava. Is it very small?
Burishrava. One second. Burishrava, who were his father's contemporaries, grandfathers Bhishma and Somadatta, teachers like Dronacharya and Kripacharya, maternal uncles like Salya and Sakuni, brothers like Duryodhana, sons like Lakshmana, friends like Aswathama, well-wishers like Kritavarma, etc. He could see all the armies which contained many of his friends. Hare Krishna.
On the opposite sides, what is Arjuna seeing? Arjuna is seeing is all his well-wishers in the form of his brothers, sisters, husbands, and sons, daughters, so not daughters, sons, and friends, grandsons, all of these different people who are there out to fight with Arjuna. That is what he is seeing. When Krishna says, behold the armies, he is seeing all of these different types of people here, all those who are from his own set of friends. That's what he sees. So here, that's what we can see. Pitamahan, so if you see the groupings of who all are there, Pitamahan, grandfather, Bhishma and Somadatta. It's also, I don't know exact relationships, but Somadatta is also a grandfatherly figure there. Pitran or fatherly figures, just as good as fathers, probably his father's friends and all of those people. Bhurishrava is there, Drona is there, Shalya, Shakuni, Drupada. Fathers, contemporaries, acharyas, Matulan or maternal uncles, Swashuran or fathers-in-law, Drupada. Drupada, interestingly, is on their side. Same generation, same age group, Bhratran. So Duryodhana and his 99 brothers, they're all brothers of Arjuna only, right? In that sense. Ashwathama as a friend, Kritavarma as well-wishers, the 5 sons of Draupadi, Abhimanyu, so, Lakshmana, Duryodhana, all of these seven people are also almost like the sons of Arjuna. and Pautran rather. Pautran is sons of sons. Lakshmana's sons, Lakshmana's Duryodhana's son, and Lakshmana was already married that time. His sons were also there in the war. So imagine he is seeing the entire family there on the battlefield, and now he is trying to probably skip out of battle. That's what happens probably next. Let's see what happens. What is his reaction to seeing all of these different sets of people? Okay, 27th. Yeah, Kiran Mataji can try this. Hare Krishna. Kiran Mataji, you there? No? Okay, maybe Anadi can try.
Sorry,
sorry.
I was not able to figure out that.
Unmute. Okay,
Yes,
no problem.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Try one.
Tan samiksya sa kaunteya sarvan bandhun avasthitan karpaya paraya visto visidan idam abravit.
Abravit. Vishidan idam abravit. Very nice. Okay. Go ahead. What does it say?
When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus.
So now comes the reaction of Arjuna. What is the reaction that comes? Oh my God, all of these people. Compassion. I'm going to give so much pain to all of these people, because in a war, they are not going to exchange flowers, right? In a war, it has to be deadly weapons which are going to be used against each other. So he has become overwhelmed with compassion. That's one of the first doubts of Arjuna. Arjuna is seeing all of these people, all of these very, very close sets of people with whom he is going to fight, or he has to fight. Yeah. So what has overcome the first reaction that overcomes Arjuna is compassion. So compassion, with compassion, what does he say? He says something. Let's look at what does he say. Kiran Mataji can read ahead.
Yes. Arjuna Uvaka Uvacha Drastavinam Swajanam Janam Krishna Yuyutsam Samupashtitam
Very nice.
Siddhanti Mama Gatrani Mukham Cha Parisustyati.
Very nice. Yeah. Arjuna Vacha Drishtvemam Swajanam Krishna. Drishtvemam. I'm seeing. What am I seeing? Swajanam. All of my kinsmen, my people. Krishna, as in Krishna is telling Krishna. What am I seeing? Krishna says, behold all these Kurus, right? Drishtvedam. What am I seeing? Swajanam. My own people I am seeing. So he is like, in compassion, he is telling Krishna. What is he telling Krishna? Yeah, Mataji, read the translation.
Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up.
So Arjuna's reaction when he sees all of these people, what is his reaction? Oh my God, yeah, I'm going to fight all these, my own kinsmen, my own friends and relatives. I have to fight. Yeah, he feels the limbs of his body quivering. His hands are shaking now, and his mouth is drying up. He's like, he doesn't know. He's overcome with so much of anxiety, so much of compassion, so much of fear. Oh my God, all these people are going to die. And of course, I might also die. He himself might also die in the war, right? We don't know. So Arjuna is being a very good devotee. Yeah, he is feeling compassion. That's one of the first things that he sees. Also, he sees so many of these people, not only who are his kins, but are his friends and well-wishers. Yeah. So, as a devotee, that's one of his first reactions, compassion. So Srila Prabhupada explains this compassion, the reaction of compassion in the purport very beautifully. Let's read the purport quickly. Yeah, Kiran Mataji can read.
Yeah. Any man who was devotion to the Lord has all the good qualities which are found in godly persons or in the demigods, whereas the non-devotee, however advanced he may be in a material qualifications by education and culture, lacks in godly qualities. As such, Arjuna, just after seeing his kinsmen, friends, and relatives on the battlefield, was at once overwhelmed by compassion for them who had so decided to fight amongst themselves. As far as the soldiers were concerned, he was sympathetic from the beginning, but he felt compassion even for the soldiers of the opposite party, foreseeing their imminent death. And while he was
Yeah,
so
hold on,
thinking,
hold on. So yeah, let's
yeah.
meditate on this. So if you see, Arjuna was a godly person, yeah, because he had genuine devotion for the Lord. He saw that everybody else was a part and parcel of the Lord also, yeah, and he didn't want to give pain to all those who are also in one way or the other, they might be serving Lord Krishna. So as compared to somebody who is not a devotee, for him, there is no question of any compassion. You can kill and you can do whatever. But Arjuna, being a devotee of the Lord, one automatic quality which comes in for all devotees is that they get godly qualities and a compassion, or he's going to see that all of these people are going to die. And imagine the pain to those people, but also for the relatives of those people who are going to die, the wives, the children, and all of those people. They are also going to be in pain because their husband or brother or son or has died in battlefield. So imagine for Arjuna, he is expanding his compassion to not only his own set of people who are going to anyway come there to fight, but also the soldiers who have come there to fight. Imagine the amount of pain that he was going to cause. All the animals which are there. Now, the animals are also going to get cut, they are going to get maimed. So much of pain is now imminent in the war, even though everybody's come there to fight with all their hosho avas, with all their consciousness, but still the end of war is always pain. Yeah, so Arjuna is aware of this. Yeah, and therefore he is feeling so much of compassion. So let's see what else Srila Prabhupada says. Go ahead, Mataji. And while he was so thinking.
And while he was so thinking, the limbs of his body began to quiver and his mouth became dry. He was more or less astonished to see their fighting spirit. Practically the whole community, all blood relatives of Arjuna, had come to fight with him. This overwhelmed a kind devotee like Arjuna. Although it's not mentioned here, still one can easily imagine that not only were Arjuna's bodily limbs quivering and his mouth drying up, but he was also crying out of compassion. Such symptoms in Arjuna were not due to weakness, but to his soft heartedness, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. It is said, therefore.
Yeah, okay, leave that. Yeah. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagvatya kinchana sarvair gunaistatra samasate suraha harava bhaktasya kuto mahad guna manorathe nasati dhavato bahihi. The quality of the pure devotee of the Lord is described here. And we see we see Arjuna's quality here of compassion is actually becoming manifest in his bodily reaction also. His mouth is drying up, his arms are quivering, his limbs are quivering, yeah, and he's crying out of compassion. This particular quality of a devotee is what is mentioned here in this particular verse. Now let's see what this quality is. Yeah, Mataji, read ahead.
One who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigods. But one who is not a devotee of the Lord has only material qualifications that are of little value. This is because he is hovering on the mental plane and is certain to be attracted by the glaring material energy.
So all those who are not, what are they? They are just greed. For example, I want money, and then for money they can do anything, go kill, maim people or whatever. So why? Because they are attracted by the glaring material energy. They are all non-devotees. But one who has lot of devotion for Lord Krishna, For him, this particular, material qualities are of little value. For him, the godly qualities is that he wants to ensure that all those people are in good health and they are nice and not no much pain is there to them. That is the soft-heartedness. So many people might think, oh, Arjuna is not fighting because he's getting scared of fighting. No, Arjuna is not getting scared because of fighting. He is scared because he's going to give so much of pain to all his own swajana. Swajanam, he says that in the previous verse. So that is the reaction now. Arjuna is now in the center of the battlefield. He's seeing everywhere all these people who are his own set of people. And now, because of that, he has got a reaction of compassion, not out of weak-heartedness, but out of soft-heartedness. So let's see, what does he say further? Yes, Shamila Mataji, can read this one.
वेपतुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षाश्च जायते गाण्डीव
Samsate.
स्रंसते हस्तात् त्वक्चैव परिदह्यते.
Very nice, yeah.
My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning.
So that is the physical, so that mental reaction was compassion, but on his bodily, also there was reactions. What? His whole body was trembling, hair standing on end. He was just like, stunned there, and with all these people who is seeing there. His bow is, the name of the bow is called Gandiva. Gandiva is slipping from his hand because his hand have all become wet and, perspirous. And because of that, his bow is slipping from his hand and his skin is burning. So that is the plethora of various, bodily reaction that Arjuna gets. And Srila Prabhupada explains that this typically happens in either in spiritual ecstasy or in great fear. Yeah. So here, obviously, there was a great fear for Arjuna. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. Let's read this purport quickly. Yeah, go ahead, Mataji.
There are two kinds of trembling of the body and two kinds of standings of the hair end. Such phenomena occurs either in great spiritual ecstasy or a great fear under material condition. There is no fear in transcendental realization. Arjuna's symptoms in this situation are out of material fear, namely loss of life. This is evident from other symptoms also. He became so impatient that his famous bow Gandiva was slipping from his hands, and because his heart was burning within him, he was feeling a burning sensation of the skin. All these are due to a material conception of life.
So Srila Prabhupada makes this very important point. What does it mean? He says all these are due to material conception of life. Why? Because Arjuna is thinking in terms of me and mine. My swajana, my family, my brother, my father, my grandfather, me, mine. That is what is coming. And because he's thinking all of these are my relatives, my friends, and that they are going to die, he is feeling this this trembling of the body or hair standing on end, all of this great fear he is feeling because it's coming from a material. What is a material conception? He's thinking all of these people are extensions of my body. Typically, if say, for example, if I'm going to fear that my hand is going to get cut, I'm going to be scared, right? But same thing also happens when I see extended bodies, and any of my extended bodies, which could be sons, fathers, grandfathers, brothers, sisters, any relatives, if they are in pain, I'm also going to be in pain, isn't it? And all of that comes in, why? Because I'm thinking of in terms of me and mine. That is what here Srila Prabhupada refers to. Yeah, all of these are all the sets of people which Arjuna is thinking are going to get. So this is what here, if you see this particular nice diagram here, me and my extended bodies. All of these are extended bodies, teachers, friends, maternal uncles, brothers, sisters. So Arjuna is thinking from that material conception, first of all. And Of course, he's seeing all of these different people and is seeing pain being given to all of these people. Because in a war, they're all going to be in pain, right? Somebody's hand will get cut, somebody will die, somebody's leg will get cut. And he is feeling that particular pain of compassion. That's what he sees, and he becomes overwhelmed with compassion in this particular verse that we saw. And he is, Srila Prabhupada here refers to the overall daya that he feels for everybody. Yeah, compassion that he feels is because of the feeling of this particular doubt. Yeah, this is what happens. His limbs are quivering up, mouth is drying after seeing all his relatives. Swajanam, that's the point I was making. Perception changed from, so if you see for Arjuna, one more aspect was all these people who were there, they were all evil people. Duryodhana had done so much of wrong to the Pandavas, but still Arjuna considered them as Swajana, as his own set of people. Imagine, look at how great Arjuna was in terms of to comprehend that even though Duryodhana was an enemy, was a person who had given him so much pain, he didn't want to give him pain because of his soft-heartedness or his being a devotee. These are the different symptoms that are mentioned. Yeah, limbs are quivering, mouth is drying up, whole body is trembling, hair on end is standing on end, hands is slipping, skin is burning, legs unable to stand. He finally sits down on the chariot. We will see subsequently at the last part of this. Also is forgetting myself and the mind is reeling. That's what he says. Due to what? Due to Hridaya Daurbalyam, weakness of the heart. And what is he seeing? He is seeing only misfortune. Of course, why is he seeing misfortune? Because so many people are going to die. Yeah, and the relatives of those people are going to be in so much pain. So like that, so you see Arjuna's compassion is not only from a perspective of a weak heart, but from his being having godly qualities. That's the important aspect here. Srila Prabhupada, we discussed this. Yeah. So what does further Arjuna see? Let's look at the next verse. What does Arjuna see further in terms of what bad is going to happen? Okay, let's look at 30th shloka. Yeah, Aruna Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna. न च शक्योम्यवस्थातुं ब्रह्मतीव च मे मनः निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव.
Viparitani, only opposite things, bad things I'm seeing. Okay, go ahead.
I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune. O Krishna, killer of the Kesi demon.
So now out of his compassionate heart, what is Arjuna is, he's saying, I'm unable to stand any longer. So he just wants, his legs are become weak. And that's another bodily sign of weakness. And he is forgetting and my mind is reeling. That is another feeling that he is getting. And what is he seeing? What is he foretelling? He is seeing only causes of misfortune. So obviously Arjuna's reaction after seeing all his own set of people there, he is now getting hesitant to fight. A lot of doubts are coming in his mind. And one of the first doubt of Arjuna that we are seeing now is this compassion. He is feeling compassion for all of the people around. And therefore he's thinking, how can I fight? I cannot kill all my own set of, how much of pain I'm going to give to all of these people. Yeah. So that's what he's saying. Nimittani viparitani means I'm seeing all opposite things, all bad things are going to happen here. This doesn't look like what I signed up for. He's feeling hesitant for going into the war. So Srila Prabhupada also explains beautifully in the purport. Let's read the purport and go ahead.
Due to his impassion, Arjuna was unable to stay on the battlefield and he was forgetting himself on the account of this weakness of his mind. Excessive attachment for material things puts a man in such a bewildering condition for existence. Bhayam Dvitya hi
Abhinesh
Vinichetesha Nesta
Satasya.
Syat Satasyat. Bhagavatam 11.2.37. Such fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium take a place in a person who are too affected by material conditions. Arjuna envisioned only painful reverses in the battlefield. He would not be happy even by gaining victory over the foe. The word
Yeah,
nimittani
hold on.
viparitani.
Hold on. So now, in fact, let's wait. Let's look at this particular point here. That Arjuna basically, Srila Prabhupada explains, excessive attachment for material things puts a man in such a bewildering condition of existence. A very loaded statement. Srila Prabhupada is making a point that there's too much of attachment when somebody has, for his house, for his money, for his people, for his, there's too much of attachment, and any problem that happens for that, these particular set of, or a potential problem that might happen to whoever the person is attached to, the person goes mad, isn't his bewildering condition of existence. So that's what is Arjuna's position here. If you see the 10 symptoms which were mentioned, the 10 symptoms are that of a person who is excessively attached to all his own things. And here, actually, if you see, who are the persons? The persons are actually who had opposed Arjuna, who have given trouble to Arjuna, who wanted to kill Arjuna and the Pandavas. Even for those, he was feeling so much of attachment. Srila Prabhupada therefore mentions that such fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium takes place in persons who are too affected by material conditions. Here, obviously, it is not something which is spiritual, but a lot of material connection which Arjuna is feeling. And because of that, what is he thinking? In only painful reverses, means he's thinking all of the bad things that will happen in the battle. And even though he might win, but still at what cost? That is what the point here that Arjuna is thinking. Let's read ahead, Mataji, quite the words.
The words nimittani viparitani are significant. When a man sees only frustration in his expectations, he thinks, why am I here? Everyone is interested in himself and his own welfare. No one is interested in the Supreme Self. Arjuna is showing ignorance of his real self-interest by Krishna's will. One's real self-interest lies in Vishnu or Krishna. The conditioned soul forgets this and therefore suffers material pains. Arjuna thought that this victory in the battle would only be a cause of lamentation for him. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Yeah, so Arjuna is thinking that, oh, all of this war, even if I win, even if I kill all these people, it's only going to end in lamentation. And why is he feeling that? Because he's too much attached to all of his set of people. Yeah, but what is Srila Prabhupada here explains, what is the real self-interest of a jiva? Not in having attachment to all of these people, but having attachment to Lord Krishna. Yeah, and in knowing Lord Krishna, that he is the one who will take care of everything. So Srila Prabhupada makes this beautiful point. He says one's real self-interest lies in Vishnu or Krishna, not in getting attached to other material sets of people, but to be attached to Vishnu or Krishna. If we are attached to all other material sets of things, then what happens? Such kind of pain, such kind of nimittani viparitani, or such kind of fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium might take place. Why? Because of the strong attachment that we have for all material things. Whereas what should be the right thing for the jiva if it does not want to have fearlessness, or if he does not want to have fearfulness or loss of mental equilibrium? He should be attached to Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. That is the point Srila Prabhupada makes in his analysis of Arjuna's 10 signs of misfortune, or the causes of compassion that Arjuna is seeing. Arjuna is forgetting himself. Why? Because of weakness of mind. Excessive material attachment causes what? Fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium. So Arjuna is also in that same position, and he is therefore calling Krishna as Keshava. Why is he calling Krishna as Keshava? Because you have killed the demon Keshi. Like that, so much doubts have arisen in my mind, demon-like doubts. You have to also kill them. So that's what he mentions in this previous verse. He says Keshava, Viparitani Keshava. So Arjuna, why does he call him Keshava? Because this doubt of material attachment, or the doubt of compassion because of material attachment, has come into his mind, and he wants Krishna to kill that particular doubt. Yeah, that's the thing. All of the different compassion that we see once more here. All of these 9 things, 9 signs are coming in. Why? Because of excessive attachment to his own relatives. Yeah. So that's where we are. We are out of time. Any quick questions or doubts or thoughts to the 10 shlokas that we discussed today? In fact, if you see the overall this thing, so we are in this section of second section we have now come to. Yeah. So we saw today Krishna as Bhakta Vatsala, how Krishna is ready to accept orders, yeah, of his own devotee, ready to serve his own devotee. Yeah. Then we also saw the first doubt of Arjuna which has come into his mind, which is that of compassion. Yeah, so Arjuna is showing compassion because of excessive material attachment towards his relatives, and he is not ready to probably enjoy his kingdom at the cost of killing his relatives.
Prabhuji, I have a question about this
Yeah,
last para only, where he, is saying that Arjuna is having compassion and he's having material attachment. But having compassion for your own people or attachment is wrong?
No, it's not wrong, but own, what is the definition of own here?
He's seeing his
Exactly. So definition of
grandchildren
own is
and
very, very non-inclusive, right? Only because somebody is born is my relative, or is of my caste, or is of my country, you're calling it your own, isn't it? The definition of own is problematic here. Why are we not compassion for everybody in the world? That is the definition. That is the point here. That Arjuna's compassion is only relative to his own set of people. That is one aspect. It's only related to all of these people who are who are from a bodily concept, who have arisen from his bodily relationship, who have arisen from his bodily connection. That is why. If there is a spiritual connection, then you are compassionate to everybody. That is the real compassion that is required. Yeah. So what is the quality of compassion that is being differentiated here by Srila Prabhupada? The compassion quality is only coming out of material attachment, not out of spiritual attachment. Yeah. That is the point which Srila Prabhupada is kind of saying is not good from Arjuna's perspective, because he's
but the
looking
war,
at
yes,
in the
yes.
war. No. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying that is the point that Srila Prabhupada is highlighting. That's all. Yeah.
because the war will kill everyone. I mean, everyone or
Exactly.
part of them or whatever, whether they're belonging to him in any relation or not, the war is going to impact everyone. So he
Exactly.
doesn't want to be a part of that war. So now that quality is considered as being weak.
In the context of the war, it is considered as being weak. Yeah, and we will see Arjuna. So in fact, this is what the real doubt is. Actually, this is the route for Arjuna also is. Yeah, that I'm compassionate. I don't want all of these people to have so much pain. So now we will see as we progress further some more doubts of Arjuna, which are equally powerful. Yeah, as the compassion argument. And we will see subsequently how Krishna answers all of these doubts or clears all. He's asking Krishna, right, as Keshava, please clear all of my doubts. So we will see that it's not that it is what I was mentioning was only the quality of having compassion from a materialistic angle. Having
Okay.
compassion is a very good quality. It's not a bad quality at all, and that is why Arjuna's doubt has come, right? As that I don't want pain to be given to all of these people, so I don't want to fight. He says, therefore.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we will see. In fact, this is
Yes.
actually a perfect doubt. That the doubt that you are having is exactly what doubt Arjuna is also having, right? And we will see Krishna answering this particular doubt as we go further.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
it's not wrong to answer your question. It's
So,
not wrong to
Prabhuji,
have compassion, but the quality of the compassion is what it need to be for everybody, not only out of only bodily attachment. That is what the aspect that we have to understand.
Okay.
Yeah, Aruna Mataji had a point.
Prabhuji, so we can understand that the overall scene is created by Lord by keeping the chariot between the armies where both the Kauravas and Pandavas are there, so that Arjuna can see everyone and he bewildered.
Arjuna. Yes, you're right. Sorry, Aruna Mataji, what happened?
And if we say in Hindi, आग में घी डालना, so that Arjuna can feel
Yes.
my family and that the doubt which came in our
So you
mind.
can say, yeah, in a way, Krishna creates these doubts in the mind of Arjuna. Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so that also, in fact, if you read some other scriptures also, all of these scriptures have come about so that here also our acharyas explain this point which Aruna Mataji is saying, that the reason why Krishna takes Arjuna to the center and he tells them, look at all of these people, is because he wants Arjuna to get bewildered. And he wants Arjuna to have all of these doubts before he starts his fight. The doubts were probably simmering, but they had not come out. Yeah. So in order for the doubts to come out, Arjuna is brought into this particular situation where he is able to clearly articulate his doubts, see his problem, so that, of course, the Bhagavad Gita could be spoken, so that the doubts could be totally removed from Arjuna's mind and also from all of the other people's mind. So it's not that only Arjuna had this doubt. There are so many other people also. Maybe Duryodhana might be very evil-minded, but there are so many other people who were also assembled there who might have a similar doubt of what Arjuna had. And here as when we are reading a Mahabharata or when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, we are ourselves having a doubt. What is wrong in this? Why is compassion a problematic here thing? Is this doubt is correct? Arjuna is feeling very bad for all the pain that is going to give him. Yeah. So we'll see how Krishna answers this particular doubt as we progress. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, any other doubt? Vandana Mataji, Prabhuji, so good to see you. Hare Krishna. Okay, so if there are no other questions or doubts, let's close. Sorry, Anadi had a point. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the compassion point is explained here on the material from wrong here. When we talk about the animal killing, so is that not contradictory?
No,
Because
it is. Animal killing is also not compassionate, no? It is not compassionate. Therefore, there is all of these, so many organizations now have come up, right? PETA and all of those who are opposing all of the animal killing and all of that. So I didn't get your point. You're saying animal killing is okay?
No. Actually, why? I mean, there is protest going on for the not having compassion for the animal killing. I mean, here Krishna is encouraging to kill the bodies of who are the fighters, and I mean,
okay.
Krishna wants Arjuna to have the fight at Kshatriya and kill. The killings is actually boosting by Krishna here. I mean, if you see, just the outer side of the body is not given the value here. So Krishna is enticing to kill, but then why we are protesting against the animal killing? That's my point. I mean, why there is so much opposition is going on for the killing of animals? If Krishna wants Arjuna to kill and
Yeah, but
do his
the
duty.
violence, no, you're mixing multiple things. Violence as recommended by Arjuna here, by Krishna here, is not unwanted violence. There was a full scale, negotiation process that went on so that the war should not happen. Krishna himself went and got himself insulted during the negotiation process. So the war was fully tried to be avoided. Now the war became inevitable, and therefore the war had to be executed. The animals are not fighting. They are not. They have not done. They have not taken the kingdom of Arjuna. They have not taken your kingdom. They are not doing anything. Why would you want to kill them? Isn't it? So that is a different angle altogether. The protest for animals is a different angle altogether. The what Arjuna here is, or Lord Krishna is when he's saying that you have to do the fight, is because the fight has been inevitable now. All of these negotiations have done now. Everything is over. Now there is no other option but to but for Arjuna, but for Lord Krishna to remove all of these unwanted elements from the like a weed. When like a farmer, when he removes the weeds, we don't call killing of the weeds, right? It is for the protection of the land. So same way, Arjuna is a nimitta matra there. He's like a like just a bahana for Lord Krishna to remove all the weeds, all the evil elements from this particular world. And therefore, this particular encouragement of war by Lord Krishna, not just wanton. It's not wanton violence. It is a considered violence after taking into consideration everything else. When nothing else remains, then it has to be like we say, no, sam dam dand bhed. That you explain, then still you explain once more, still it doesn't happen, then you shout. And then if nothing else, then violence has to be the resort only there. So that is what, and as compared to animals, animals have not done anything to us. Why should we kill them? Yeah. Yeah, Prabhuji, go ahead.
Prabhuji, would it also imply to it that the animals are, in this war as well, the animals are never directly attacked? It's the riders,
Yeah,
those who are using those
exactly.
animals are the targets of the killing in this case.
Correct. And
Right.
the animals as a byproduct might get also
Yes, as a
injured.
collateral damage, but they are never the direct attack of the
Exactly.
opponents.
Opponents. Exactly. Very true. Very true. But it's a war, right? Anything could happen. So
Yeah.
obviously, any of the weapons could kill any of the animals there.
True.
And all of that.
True.
Yeah.
So basically, aggression. I mean, we are talking about aggression here. The aggressive king, evil king,
Aggression. Yeah.
who want to fight from the Duryodhana side. That
They are
is
the
what
key reasons.
Krishna wants to correct them.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. Sorry, Shamila Mataji also raised her hand. Any point here?
My point was everybody, like, or the way everything has been put in our minds that, you conveniently forget what the Kauravas have done. We always focus on why this war has been fought by Lord Krishna and, the Pandavas. Like they could have avoided everything. Then everything would have been all right. So much death would be. But this is a Dharma Yuddha, right? This is between the right and the wrong, right? So you're not going to quietly lie down and keep taking the Atman. That's how, like, I see it.
The injustices. Exactly. I mean, you nailed it in the very first sentence when you said, everybody conveniently forgets what the Kauravas have done. Yeah, the Kauravas have also done over a period of time. They've grown. They have increased their injustices over a long period of time, and finally now this is the last straw on the camel's back kinds. So obviously now everything is now reduced. Everything has been tried out now, and violence now is the last resort, unfortunately, which even Krishna does not want. Therefore, he himself goes. If you see the backstory here, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the introduction. Krishna himself goes to stop the war. So that he says, okay, give them just 5 villages and, Khalivali, Mandoli Karo kinds. But Duryodhana does not agree to that also. So imagine the evil-mindedness, and therefore Krishna decides at that particular point of time that all of these people have to be killed, and Arjuna will become my Nimitta Matra.
Yeah, plus Arjuna is a Kshatriya and a soldier has to fight, otherwise who's going to protect the country?
That is also true. Yeah, all of those reasonings will come in now. Exactly. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Okay, so I think we are totally out of time. Let's close with closing prayers. Yeah. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantraha Tasya Namani Yani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Katyayani Mahamaye Mahayoginyadishwari Nandagopasutam Devi Patimme Kurute Namaha Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Dasoham Krishna Tavasmi Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Dasoham Krishna Tavasmi Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama Dasoham Krishna Tavasmi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare श्रीमद् भगवद गीता पाठ की जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय हरे कृष्णा
Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna bye
Hare
bye
Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Guruji, thank you.
thank you Hare Krishna bye bye